Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my new video. My name is Low Fit. I do educational content like these tip videos and guide videos, and if you want to get in contact with me, you can just join the Discord in the description down below, or you can just put a comment down below if you have any questions for me. I'm always open to that kind of stuff. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right into the Nunu. The kit is so much fun. There is so many new small tricks and tips that I can give for this champion, so I'm just going to go over 5 that might be a little bit different, maybe something that other people haven't really covered too much, so stick around for them. First up, I want you to be looking at this ult as a completely new spell because it has a huge new scaling it gives you with your shield when you ult. This is going to be a great offensive tool because you're going to be able to get a larger ult off when you are getting focused down, and it's going to be a great defensive tool if they have a very bursty comp with things like Fizz Zed and like Misfortune, and they have like they're kind of like a shotgun. They're just going to take one big shot at you. This is going to be great to deter a lot of their damage, and usually when you're getting bursted out, it's going to be great to put down some zone control to protect your carries. So look at this absolute zero in how you can use it in 2 ways. Obviously the flash engage or the W into your ult after the knockup, but also you can be using this for the defensiveness of your shield. If a Zed, say, is coming in with the death mark and then just kind of bounces out thinking he killed you, you can use your ult for a shield. You don't have to hit anyone around, and it's still going to be a great use because you're going to be denying a kill. So keep that in mind, and that will wrap up number 1. Alright, and jumping into number 2, I want to talk about I think an extremely important rune for Nunu and Willem is the Revitalize. I think it is so strong because you're going to be able to double dip the healing from your Q that you're going to get and the shield you're going to get from your R. So look to take advantage of this as much as possible. I think that since it double dips with the heal from your Q and the shield, that it is almost close to a necessity on what you need, at least when you're playing the tank frontline Nunu, where you're just trying to absorb as much damage. This is going to be great. And then also when you're taking this rune, this is very important. When you read your Q consume tooltip, it says damage dealing and healing himself. This healing is increased by 50% when he is below 50% health. So he's going to get more of a heal if he is at lower than that 50% mark. And then also with the Revitalize, you get bigger heals and shields when you are below 40% health. So this is going to just be turning into a massive amount of sustain in game. So make sure that you're combining these two to really make Nunu an amazing frontline, or maybe just a little bit of a tankier AP user if that is your choice of Nunu builds. If you have any comments on this, I know probably not too many people are recommending this, but I think this is such a great rune, and you should try it out, see how it goes, and yeah, that will wrap up number 2. Alright, and let's just jump right into number 3. I think that this is kind of an overloaded kit. I think it's low-key a little bit broken because of its ability in solo queue to gank, particularly in low elo. Why I say this is because there are so many people in low elo is all they're going to ward in the bot lane is that ward and that ward. They're rarely if ever going to look for any wards that are up here or up here where they're going to be a bit more effective. So you can start your snowball at a point right here, and you're going to be seeing when it's way too late. You're already running at an increased speed, and you already can get your snowball off and hit the enemies that are starting to retreat. So look to start a little bit out of vision. Just keep in mind that the vision of a ward that is placed right at the top is this is gonna be the shadow right there. So look to start your snowball around here, and this is just gonna be great ganks. The same thing for the top lane. There's rarely wards put down kind of lower in the river in low elo, so look to take advantage of this gank path as much as possible. It's similar to how Rek'Sai has a cool gank path coming through here, and Kane can go through the wall as well. Well, since his movement speed is so crazy and these wards are too late and the most common wards, really look to cheese out so many kills with your W from that fog to the bottom lane, where you're going to get so many kills, and I think you can gain so much elo by just spamming out these type of ganks where people really are not used to the kit and take advantage of their lack of knowledge. Alright, now we'll wrap up this tip. Alright, and let's just jump right into the next tip. Now I want to talk about something extremely important in the current meta, and that is Scuttle Crabs. And the reason why I think Nunu is so great in this meta is he has so much control over the Scuttle Crab. First up, he has true damage. He's able to do a shitload of damage to these Scuttles that bypass their armor. And then also, when he if he uses Consume to end it, he can get a great amount of CC down that is going to root him in place into either a snowball finish that's going to reduce the armor and magic resist, or a Q finish that's just going to do a shitload of damage. So look to use your CC and your knock up with your W and your root with your E to really control the Scuttles as much as possible and work off these Scuttles to set up plays for your team. Obviously this is going to compound your great ganks with your W down to the bot lane. So these Scuttles are extremely important. Also, a big part of the Scuttles and Nunu is getting a sweeper and sitting in this bush and waiting for people to come to the Scuttles and face check you. This is going to be a great point for your ult. So really look to work off of the river in gaining your advantage over the enemy teams. Scuttles provide you so much that this should be almost your #1 objective, is to grab these Scuttles, because so much is going to be easier. It's going to give you vision for your team, obviously. It's going to enable your ganks to be stronger. It's going to enable more vision traps with your ult, because junglers are going to be baited to the Scuttles because they're so high cost. And he has a decent amount of dueling potential. He's obviously not the best duelist at the current moment in the early levels, but he is able to get away with his slows and with his snowballs. So look to take advantageous duels in the jungle. And really, please, if you just do yourself a favor and work off these Scuttle controls, that's your base as Nunu. Set up and look to either do vision traps or have them increase your gank potential down to the bot lane. And that will wrap up this tip for Nunu. Alright, and getting into the last tip. Now this obviously isn't going to be the most fun way to play, but I want to just show you the insane scaling that you can have when you go tank Nunu with your new ultimate and its shield. I think this has to be one of the strongest shields in the game outside of like a Scion that has just gone crazy with farm and scaling up his W shield. But so this is just a random assortment of health items. I don't even have Warmogs here. Now look at this shield here. 1,468 health are getting put into that shield. Now this is just an insane ability in the current meta, where we're starting to lean more towards front to back team fights, and usually the first tank that dies is that team is going to lose. So if you bring something like Nunu that has an insane amount of shielding, a bit of healing in it, he even can do a decent amount of damage with this much. I mean, how much is that doing? That's doing like 300 damage or something with the Comet proc or something. And this massive shield. I think that tank Nunu might be the way to go if you are extremely serious about just having a great ganker early with the snowball and the slows, and then just having a CC bot that is tanky as all hell in the late game. I know AP Nunu is going to be fun, and maybe some people are going to do like bruisery builds because he has an 80 scaling on his passive or whatever. But really, do yourself a favor, play Nunu tank and go really health heavy items, and just look to absorb as much front, just all the damage that's being thrown at you through skill shots and bursts that's being thrown out. This shield is just absolutely insane. It does decay after 3 seconds, so you want to use it at the opportune moment. But I cannot stress this more to you guys. Please be looking to play tank Nunu and take advantage of these insane health scalings on your ultimate. That will wrap up the video, guys. If you enjoyed the content, please remember to like and subscribe. And as always, if you guys have any questions for me, I'm always open to feedback and critique. Or if you want an OPGG review, just let me know down in the comments. I'm up for that stuff. Or if you just want to get in contact with me, have a live chat, or even have a voice chat over Discord, I'm always up for that kind of stuff if you guys have questions. And as always, guys, you take it easy.